Hi everyone. Joe, you don't know me. And I just like to say, if you were to ask me as a freshman if I'd ever run for president, I'd say no. If you asked me if I'd run for VP, I'd say no. But I think my experience on being board the past 4 years have definitely turned me more into a leader, especially with running Barrio with Divine. It was definitely a step up in like leadership skills, communicating with multiple people, and yeah, just being there for others. And I definitely feel like taking the step into the presidency role is a good send-off for me as I'm graduating next year. So definitely want to go out with like a bigger position that will help me out later in life.
Okay, mister, I'm just gonna start off. I am so proud of you, okay? So proud of you. As president, because of the nature of the role, you'll have a lot of responsibilities on your plate to help bolster the club and its members. How will you balance your time and energy to help meet the needs of each individual in your office or board?
Just communicating with them. I'd want to be very transparent with everyone. If they have any issues coming up, if they have any plans, ideas, I want them to be able to express it and know that I'll be there to support, even if I'm very busy myself. I'll try to help out as much as I can and communicate that with the rest of the board so that everyone's on the same page with everything. Everyone knows like what issues everyone else is going on with, if they want to share it. So just so that we can all help each other out and not just like me or like depending on me to like lead the club.
Yeah.
Okay. What will you do when a certain position isn't picking up the responsibilities?
Respectfully call them out. Just give them reminders, not just to say like, hey, you got to do this, but kind of be like, hey, I just want to follow up, on this certain task that you had. Like, how's it going? Just so it gives them a reminder that they have a task to do, but I'm not coming off like assertive or rude about it, because as much as I like would want people to like do what they need to do, I also want to give them the opportunity to like kind of do it themselves on their own timeline, but kind of just remind them that they have a deadline that they have to meet.
What is one improvement that you would like to work on for this club, and how do you envision achieving that?
Oh, I got this. So I've had this idea for a while now. I know when elections comes up, it's kind of like, do I want to run? What should I run for? What does this position do? So from the start of the school year, I really want to implement an internship system. So the officer board kind of shows like, oh, this is what each position does. And we'll probably have like 1 or 2 Gen members sign up with them to intern for them, so they know like this position, like so they can gain their own experience. What?
Keep going.
Oh, you're oh, but yeah. So Gen members can get an idea of what the board does, so that when elections comes along, they can have a really solid answer like, yeah, I will run, or I don't want to run, so that it's not like last minute like, I'll run.
Go ahead.
Oh, am I asking your question?
Yeah.
I have to
Oh,
screen
I
other
will.
questions.
Joseph,
Anytime.
tell me how you've grown from your first year on board to your last. And how do you see yourself now?
Let's say freshman year when I was NSR, I was very hesitant, especially like there was like a big situation that happened at my first officer meeting that made me low-key want to quit. But just having the support of like others there showed me that like, oh yeah, even though we'll have issues, they're still going to be there even if they were the ones to cause it. And I guess over the years, I kind of just got to gain more experience and each position I got into was a higher step in the club, from like going NSR to historian and then running barrio, which is like a big role. And I definitely can say that from being on board, it has helped me like outside UFC and like communicating with like my teachers or like doing well in interviews. It's taught me how to communicate well, express my ideas, and just like get out of my comfort zone, which was something that I never really did my freshman year.
Okay, we've got a couple of questions, but for the sake of time, we're just gonna pick one. This one's a multi-part. So, as president of the club, you help set the tone of UFC. How will you help create an inclusive environment for general members and support the ideas and responsibilities of your board members? Want me to repeat it?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. As president of the club, you help set the tone of UFC. 1, how will you help create an inclusive environment for general members? And 2, support the ideas and responsibilities of your board members.
Well, for Gen members, definitely want to hear from them, what they would like to see from the club instead of just like officer board, just like saying like, oh hey, we're gonna do this, you know, come out, because it'll probably be something that like Gen members don't want to do. So I definitely want to hear from Gen members, you know, like what would you like to see? What is something fun you'd like to do? Probably like have like a rotation each quarter of like Gen members pick the activities that we do, you know, and then we just kind of like facilitate with them, help lead them so that they can also gain a leadership experience. That's really like my whole goal next year, is having leadership experience for everyone, like equal opportunity. And then for on board, just letting them have, you know, the ability to say like all their ideas, even if it's not finished. I still want them to bring up the idea, so just so that as a board we can work together to like create something that is fun for everyone.